All right, guys, so today what we're going to be doing is we're at a master plan community. We've got about 9 different builders here, and we're going to pop into a handful of them and see what the incentives are looking like. In today's market, we're in a buyer's market. You guys call the shots, and the builders know it. So as agents, Taco and I have a lot of leverage to negotiate on your behalf, and it starts all with these new construction incentives. So we're doing a lot of new construction these days. These incentives are wicked good, anywhere from rate buy downs to flex cash at closing to huge price cuts and even appliance packages. So we're gonna pop in right here. We've got David Weekley. We're gonna see what they got going on. So let's go check it out. All right, so when we come into these homes, usually they have their marketing out. And we kind of talked to Brittany before we got here. She's the sales rep that we work with out here in Artavia. And she went ahead and laid out a little bit of marketing for us. And so what we have here and what we're seeing commonly, guys, with these new construction deals right now is obviously they have bought down rates. So usually it's tied to using their lender. So a lot of these builders either have a partnered lender or they have a straight up lender that they own, right? Like they own the bank. And they'll go out and they'll pre-buy these loan packages, get the rates down, and like a piece of pie, they hand them out until they're all gone. At this point in time, they've got a 5.49 rate for all your 30-year fixed rate conventionals. And I believe Brittany told me that if you do FHA and VA, it's gonna be a 4.99 rate. So depending on what kind of loan you get, they're all 30-year fixed rate loans. Obviously, if you're a veteran, you can get in on those VA loans, and those government-backed loans are always a little bit lower on the interest rates. But be sure to get with us. We'll partner you with our lender as well. We'll kind of tell you what the best deal is or what route you should go if you're kind of on the fence versus FHA or maybe conventional. Now, out here, it's case by case. So if we have a lot of homes, which I think Brittany, Taco, what'd she say? She had like a dozen homes?
Yeah, a dozen inventory homes that she needs to sell by the end of the year.
Yeah, and they're all kind of in different stages, right? So probably a half dozen of them or so are move-in ready. And the ones that have been on the market a while, we have the most leverage with, where we can maybe kind of build your own package of sorts on what's important to you. Do you want the lowest payment you can get when it comes to your mortgage? Or do you want maybe the lowest price to pay on the home? Maybe we work on that price point versus cash towards closing. But a lot of these builders out here, David Weekley included, is it's case by case. And when we have some leverage on a home that's maybe been on the market a while, then we can maybe build the right package for you. So maybe we go with this 5.49 rate. You know, that's what, probably about 1% lower than what we're seeing on the market right now at 6.5%. But rates are on their way down. So depending on what you buy, it may make sense to get the flex cash and work with their lender to see what that, you know, potential cash towards closing can do for you, whether you want to shrink how much you're bringing to the closing table and pay less at the closing table ultimately, or whether you want to use that flex cash to buy the rate down. It may make sense to do that if the rate's already on its way down. That way you're not having maybe to choose one over the other. So with all that said, this is what's going on here. We've got a lot of inventory homes. There's a lot of opportunity with David Weekley, and there's a lot of different packages, and we can kind of customize it, is what Brittany said. So I guess let's go check out the next one and see what we got.
All right, let's go check it out.
All right, guys, so the battle ensues on who has the best incentives, right? We're here at Weston. We're still here out in Artavia. Let's go see what their incentives are about. So Weston's pretty simple, guys. They're pretty straightforward, and they're one of my favorite builders to work with because of how straightforward and how flexible they are with their incentives. So what we have here is, first of all, Weston does a ton of inventory. And guys, if you want a good deal, the most leverage that Taco and I have as realtors is when they're completed spec homes, right? So they have all of these under construction right now, but what is that, like 7 or 8 in the 65s, which is what we're standing in right now. And then the 60s, they have like a dozen probably. I'm not going to count all these, but they got a bunch with 3 or 4 ready now. So the ready nows are going to be the ones that we have the most leverage with. The ones under construction, depending on where they're at, it depends on how motivated they are. So the way these work with Weston is they basically list these homes. So this one, for example, that's ready now started at $640. That's kind of their sticker price once they do the floor plan and the build options and all that. And then over time, as it's done and they're ready to move it, they're going to knock off a bunch of home off the price. So in this case, they knocked it down from $640 to $549,000, almost $100,000. We're at $90,000 in incentive cash, basically. So the way they advertise it here with Weston is they just take it off the price, because I think that's when I'm with clients, Taco, maybe you can relate, like people are looking for the price.
Yeah.
Even though
Very price conscious.
yeah, very price conscious. And I mean, again, going from 640 down to 549, 550, like that puts people in a whole nother like caliber, almost 100 grand under. So it will bring people in that normally wouldn't be able to afford this house, right? So with a $90,000 incentive, you basically could use this how you want. So they incentivized it and they advertised it as off the price. But what you could do is use that. So when you have a loan, depending on the loan, you can take up to 6% in closing costs, right? So if you have FHA, or I think if you're putting like up to 20% down on conventional, then you can, of course, use up to 6%. So with that said, whatever you use in that 90K, you just add back to the price. So let's say simply put, you use 10 grand of it for closing cost. They'll just add that back to the price. So instead of 549, it would be 559, right? Check my math.
Yep.
All right. And then you would have 80,000 that's like still off of the home, right? So you can kind of pick and choose this flex cash or this bucket of cash on how you want to use it. And so it's pretty cool for clients that want to maybe, use it towards closing costs. You could buy that rate down. You could do a lot of cool things with that, right? So that's how they use it. And one of the really cool things that I love about Weston, y'all, they don't handcuff you to use their lender. Now, of course, they have preferred lenders, but a lot of these builders out here, as we show you, these interest rates, these buy downs, or any of the cash to close is stipulated that you use their lender. So they kind of handcuff you to using their lender. And with Weston here, they don't. You could use theirs if you want, but you could also use your own. And so it gives you a lot more flexibility. Maybe you have a lender you want to work with. Weston, that's what they do. They take a lot of money off of the home. They appraise really easily because you're usually kind of getting immediate equity. And they're a very motivated builder. And because they build more inventory homes, I think, they're building at scale, right? At least out here locally. So that gives them a little bit more wiggle room on that margin. And these are some of the largest, probably flex cash I see, prices off the home. And they'll do it pretty right off the bat. Once that home's ready, they start slashing the prices. Even these homes under construction, you're still seeing 65, 76, 60, 67. And sometimes Taco and I can talk to them. There might be a little hidden pocket cash. It's very case by case. Sometimes they're using all of it here. Sometimes there's a little bit more stored away. So be sure to connect with us, because what we're going to do is cover your blind spots, ask those questions you may not know to ask. And we know how all these incentives work per builder, so we know what to ask in order to basically get you the best deal you could possibly get at any given moment. But it's all case by case, all right? So Taco, let's go check out another one, right?
All right, let's go check out the next one.
All right, guys, I got Taco. I sent him in there for some homework at Highland.
Hey, Mark, got the scoop.
Is it worth coming in?
Yeah, come on.
It's got to be worth it, bro.
It is, I promise.
Climb all these stairs for you.
Yo, right here.
Oh, yo.
Just talking to Kelly, the sales rep here, and I got the scoop.
All right.
Incentives, that's what we're talking about. This is Highland Homes. Right now, they are offering a 3.99 interest rate for year one. So it's basically a 1.0 buy down. So first year, 3.99 for the entire year. Second year through year 30, 4.99 locked interest rate is what you're getting on inventory homes. So inventory homes mean you already know it's being built, not a dirt build. With some help in closing costs, we can negotiate that as well. But for sure, you're getting the locked 4.99. So a lot of times people are using the excuse of like, hey, waiting for interest rates to drop. 4.99 right here with 3.99 the first year.
So they just give that to you.
Yeah, they're giving. Yeah, it's conventional. Conventional. And this is good through November 30th, 2025.
Okay.
So September 1st through November 30th, 2025. You have to close by the end of the year.
Okay.
So definitely, there's options. I don't know. Everybody wants the rates to go down. I don't know if we'll ever get them down to 4.99. And Highland's buying them.
Certainly, yeah. 3.99 for that first year. So you got like a spiff year for your first year to kind of get, your moving, expenditures going, get landed,
right?
Get comfortable, and then you lock in at 4.99. All right.
Right. But I would say make sure if you're going to do a situation like this where the first year rate is different than the second year rate, make sure you know what that second year rate is. Because a lot of time everybody just looks at what that 399 is for that
Yeah.
first year, and then they don't realize like, oh, that extra 1% that your interest rate goes up makes a big difference on your mortgage payment.
Not to confuse these with an adjustable rate mortgage, right? So
Correct.
you're not locking in for 5 years and then it's subject to the rate.
Yeah.
It's 399 your first year, 499. I believe you have to qualify at the 499 rate.
Correct.
Okay.
So there's that. Now, there's also dirt build. If you're interested in a dirt build, you don't have this, you lose the interest rates, but you have $25,000 that you can use to go towards the design center, however you want to spend it.
So you got a bucket of cash.
Yeah, a bucket of cash.
basically. So, all right, talk to me like I've never bought a new construction home before. You got a dirt build. What is
Dirt
that?
build. So dirt build means you are going, let's just say you like, they have this plan right here. You have the Fleetwood that you like.
Okay, so
But
that's
there's
the
no
floor plan.
Fleetwoods in inventory. So you have to go, you get to pick your lot. The lot could be a premium, could have a premium on it because it's in a cul-de-sac, larger lot, whatever it is. If it is, you have to pay extra for that, or you can go pick a standard lot. Then from there, you go and you got to go pick the finishes, right? Every home doesn't come with all this stuff. So if you want the upper cabinets, you want a certain type of cooktop, you want a certain type of, island, countertop, whatever it is, all those things are upgrades that you, the buyer, pick at the design center. I can tell you can spend that money very quickly at the design center.
Yeah, so you get 25K towards
25K
that.
towards that.
Okay, all right.
Then you get an additional $10,000 to go towards your closing cost.
Okay.
So dirt build here with Highland, you have 25K to use towards the design center upgrades, make your house look beautiful like this. Oh, and you have 10K to go towards closing cost. Inventory, you have 399 first year, 499 second year.
And I mean, who knows, guys? We might have some leverage on some of these to get some closing costs on top of that interest rate.
Correct.
I've seen some of these builders doing appliance packages. I don't think Highland's
not known for that, but
not known for it, right? But certain builders are kind of starting to pull
and we have
all
a good
strings.
Yeah, we have a good rapport with Highland. So Kelly here, and I know Sandra, the other one here in this neighborhood that we're at. We have a good rapport at Highland, so we can negotiate a little bit more. But again, those are the incentives here with Highland, September of 2025.
In Ardavia.
In Ardavia specifically.
Yeah.
Sometimes they change from neighborhood to neighborhood. So
Okay.
there's that one. So this is what Highland's offering. Let's go check what the next builder's offering.
Okay, let's go check
go.
it out. What's up, guys? Before we get on to the next builder incentive, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for viewing, and we hope you get some value out of this content. If you could do us a huge favor, smash that like button, comment below, and go ahead and hit that subscription notification bell so you get notified on all things we post weekly. So if you don't already know who I am, my name's Mark Archer. We got Taco Rodriguez back there behind the camera, and we're local realtors, born and raised Houstonians out here for the better part of, we're both pushing 40 at this point. So what we do and aim to do with this channel is this is called the Living in Houston Real Deal. So we pull the curtain behind, show you guys what it's like to truly live in Houston. No gimmicks, no clickbait. You're gonna see the real authentic way of the lifestyle here. So we make relocation easy. We're gonna show homes and communities. We're gonna touch on lifestyle, but also if you're looking to move out to Houston, if that sounds like a good fit, click the link below in the comments pinned up there, or of course you can call, text, or email us, and we'd be happy to connect and see if Houston's a good fit. All right, Taco, let's check out this next builder and see.
Yes, sir. Hey, got some more information.
All right, where are we at?
So we are with the builder Chesmar. So let's kind of give you the lowdown on what Chesmar is offering here. Pretty unique, actually, overall. So list of inventory homes right here. So what they are doing is a myriad of things that they're doing here.
Zoom in on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
So you see,
can't shit
well, you
on
can't really
this.
see. So what you got right here is, for instance, you have this first home right here, was $439,000, now it's $369,000. You have another one that was $447,000, now it's $409,000. Another one that was $440,000, now it's $399,000. So they're taking, $30 to $60K off of the home.
So those are all like inventories?
It's all inventory.
Okay.
What they're also doing is you have a 4.99 interest rate VA FHA.
Okay.
Okay. You also have, if you go the conventional route, you got 5.25, 30 year. So 499 government, so FHA, VA, Oh yeah, 4.25 for the life of the loan, conventional.
Okay.
Not bad, right? Another cool thing that they're doing is a 399 7-year ARM.
Okay, so ARM, what is that?
So basically, you are locked in with the 399 rate for the first 7 years.
Okay.
After that, whatever the market rate is, that's what your new interest rate is going to update and become.
Okay.
So pretty much, let's just say in 7 years from now, whatever that is, 20.
Too long.
Too long.
Too
7
much
years
math.
from now. Yeah, too much math. Let's just say the rate at the time is 5.65.
Yeah.
Well, your rate would go from 399 to 5.65.
Okay, so can you refinance
Yes.
within that time?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right. So it might be smart to like be looking at refinancing towards the end of that 7 years before it elapses.
Yeah, that would more than likely be the case.
'Cause you can't really beat 399.
No, you
That's
can't.
pretty
No.
badass.
If you look at the stats, most people that relocate to Houston only live in their house 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. So that's
So
a
if
good
it's
point.
a situation, right, to where you don't plan on being in this house for 7 years, then this definitely might be the situation. Now they have to look into things of penalty, if there's a penalty of selling sooner than that, but that might be the option. This is what Chesmar's option is offering out here. So you have multiple options. If you go VA, FHA, 4.99, still a great rate. It's not what I think a lot of people, Mark, you let me know. We talk to clients every day. I think a lot of people, when they say they want good rates, they want back what we were getting in 2020.
Yeah. Well, at least that's what they're probably thinking. Which, newsflash, we'll never get there
Yeah,
again.
right. You might be able to get there buying it down even more if like the rates drop down to like,
But it probably doesn't make sense.
but it's not going to be,
with how
it's not
much
going to
that
be
costs.
market. Correct.
Yeah.
It's going to be thousands of dollars. So just market rate being 3, probably not going to happen again. But if you can lock into 499 FHA VA, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's 30-year.
30 years. So,
Okay.
and
All
you can
right.
always refi.
So I was the one talking to Kelly. So sorry, Taco, I caught you
It's all
off guard
good.
there. But I believe up to 40,000 in a design center, they'll match you 50-50. So if you spend up to 40,000 in the design center, they'll give you 20,000 free, or knock it down to 20,000. So if you spend 40, in actuality, they'll give you 20. You spent 20,000. So however you want to see it, whether it you spend 60 and you get the 20, it's up to 20,000. It pushes that budget further, or you can shrink your budget in half up to 40,000, where they'll split it with you 50-50 there. And then if you go with their lender, then you'll get 10K in flex cash as closing costs. And I think, don't quote me on this, but some of these might offer that as well when it comes to the loan. Here, you can get up to 10,000 if you use their lender. I think it probably depends on if you use their incentivized rates,
Right.
Versus you want some flex cash. But they also have some money in the tank, right? So maybe you don't need a price discount. Maybe you're shopping for 450. They got it down to 369. But if we think it'll appraise at 380, that could give you a bunch more cash back. Again, we can kind of maybe use that bucket of cash that they have reserved for all these homes they're trying to sell to create a custom package for you that works the best. So I thought that was pretty good. I'm personally building with Chesmar in a different community and was able to get a good deal on a dirt build like that with them matching me in the design center. And Chesmar, they're always doing like some good stuff.
Right.
So some of the other things we're seeing too sometimes, guys, is appliance packages, whether you get a washer, dryer, and fridge with some blinds. You'd be surprised how expensive it is. That could be about $8,000 in and of itself with furnishing, blinds, getting a washer, dryer, and fridge. And so I know we got Lennar next door. A lot of times Lennar is doing that. So it just depends on what exactly you're looking for, where do you want to save your money, and what exactly you want to get. But that's some stuff we're seeing too.
Awesome. So we'll recoup here and kind of give you an overall breakdown of what all incentives are offering, and it's some other little details that Mark and I were talking about. We're talking to one of the other sales reps that might be key in of when you try to close by.
All right.
Alrighty.
Got a little bit of a love seat action happen here.
Yeah, how you
Taco?
doing?
Yeah.
How you
What's
doing?
Up? What's up?
All right.
Yeah, so let's kind of talk about like what we've kind of reviewed thus far. Taco, what are your takeaways from, being out in the field? This is just one community, right?
Correct.
So they're going to be different in every community. I think some good rules of thumb is, where is the community at? right? If
Right.
it's towards the end of a phase or they are done building in that section and that builder's ready to go, guess what they don't care about? Their values, you know, appraisals. They want to protect
Absolutely.
their values. So when they're on their way out of a community, that's when you really can twist their arm and have a lot of leverage because they just don't care about their values anymore. And that's when we can bring those price points down lower than ever before.
Very much true. Another thing is, if interest rate is a major concern for you, these builders are offering them. I mean, we saw it as low as 399 for some of them. So if that is a concern for you, and interest rate is literally the only thing, it's the linchpin for why you haven't even started looking, give us a call. Like, these builders are offering them. You know, again, these
Free
are
of charge.
free of charge. And
They
these
pay for. I mean, they're not free. Don't get me wrong. They're
builder's
very
paying for it.
expensive, but it's out of their pocket, not yours. And so, when you're buying on resale, for example, let's say we get tons of closing costs from the seller, you still have to utilize that closing cost wisely because it's money you're being given, and it may make sense to buy it down a point. It may not. Some of these rate
Right.
buy downs on the market can cost upwards of $15,000, $20,000, and so you got to run that long cost analysis to see if the savings are even worth it.
Correct.
Or do you do something temporary and buy it down later?
Absolutely. Another thing that we forgot to mention, we want to let y'all know now is, do you need a realtor to purchase a new construction? No, you don't. But there are advantages to hiring the right realtor when it comes to new construction. And we're going to give you a little free advice right now. Is all these builders have a fiscal years, and they don't all end at the same time. They don't all end in December.
Right.
So, Mark, I mean, we were talking to somebody, some of their fiscal years end in November, some of them end in October. Well, what does
Yeah.
that mean, Mark?
So, for example, last year I had a client, I figured out or learned that D.R. Horton, largest builder in the country, so they arguably do some of the best incentives because they're a
Right.
multi-billion-dollar company. But I learned that their fiscal year ends in September, so we were seeing some smoking good red tag event, I think they were calling it, but in September especially because that's their year end, so it might as well have been December for maybe another builder that has that conventional year.
Right.
Lennar, number 2 builder in the country, they end in November, so I've had some of the best deals for my clients where we might see some of these incentives we saw, it's this or that. Maybe
Right.
you get the interest rate, maybe you get the FlexCast, maybe we do a little bit of both. But when you get these builders that are ending the year and trying to end the year strong, they want to bolster their numbers before they move into the next fiscal year. This is where they're going to price cut. They're going to give you 3 to 6% in closing costs. Believe it or not, some are doing up to 6%, which is maxing out what they can give you legally. And then they'll do these interest rate buy downs, and a lot of them will even do these appliance packages. So we didn't really run into that today, but we're seeing builders supply a washer, dryer, fridge, and blinds. You'd be surprised how expensive it is to furnish a new home with blinds, which they don't come with typically.
It definitely adds up. It definitely adds up. But that's why, again, why it matters on who you hire. So, hopefully we've been able to educate you all on, the different incentives, when it's the right time, the importance of what questions to ask, and just a breakdown again of what they all have to offer, and kind of pulling back the lens a little bit and showing what kind of caveats there may be with some of these that come with these incentives, because they're not all equal to each other.
Yeah, and again, a lot of them right now, because I feel like we're hitting the bottom of the market, guys. So. Real estate, it's very supply and demand. So when there's low supply, there's going to be, usually typically higher demand, and those homes competitively go up. So as soon as we start to see interest rates start to naturally go down, which that means prices are going to go up, competition and demand is going to go up. So this is actually a pretty darn good time to buy, and we're not trying to push you. This is legitimately, I'm literally buying a house right now.
Right.
But you're going to see everything from price discounts like this. This is a whole list of inventory, guys, right here for David Weekley alone. And this one on the top,
The first one.
she said it's about to hit a birthday. So that means it's had multiple buyers fall out of this house. It was a custom build that they busted out of. So they're trying to just desperately give this thing away. It's at $475 down from $635.
Yeah, and I had a client looking at that one, and that one, the base price to build it is $571.
So they're under. They're losing money. They just got to get it off the books. Look, they're like any other business out there. They're bleeding when these homes are on the market and they're done. they have loans on them
Absolutely.
themselves, expensive loans. So they want to get rid of them and sell them to you guys. So all that to say is we can typically build a custom package for you. You know, builders will even give away like gas generators sometimes.
So Highland was doing the
yeah,
building that we're in
like
right now.
we have a hurricane or some sort of storm event that will just automatically click on when the power goes out and it's run by natural gas. Those things cost anywhere from 12 to 20 grand.
Yeah.
And they were just giving them away. So all that to say, there's a lot of like custom, unique things that these builders are
Absolutely.
getting creative to get your business, and that's why we're selling so much new construction.
Yep.
So I
that's
was
the lowdown on it.
yeah, I was blown away this last weekend with some clients and got a really good deal for them, 6% concessions, full appliance package, and we even had a price discount or two on it. So that was just this last weekend here with a nice builder, Coventry, out in a nice community. So I was really surprised, really pleased for them.
Perfect.
But reach out, feel free to connect. We've got a comment link in the comment, in the pinned comment below. Click that to fill out the quick questionnaire. Of course, you can call, text, email us, and connect with us to see if Houston's a good fit. And otherwise, we'll catch you guys on the next video.
Appreciate y'all.